Hello.
Hello. It's hot again.
God. I like that this starts with a weather update every...
Weather update from Austin, Texas. Today it is 86 degrees currently. I just woke up upset about it.
Our thing downstairs says 92, but the thing outside is in the sun. The thing that talks to...
Oh, that's how that works?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting.
Yeah, there's like a thing nailed to the porch railing thing outside.
Yeah.
That then communicates to the thing on our record player table.
I don't know what I just assumed somehow it knew. I didn't know it came in multiple pieces.
Yeah. Ryan was really excited about it when he bought it.
That sounds like something Ryan would be really excited about.
Yeah, but it is not accurate because it's in the sun.
Yeah. So.
But it also would not be accurate in the shade really either. So I don't think there's a good place for it to go.
No, probably not.
Anyway, we read You Again for this episode, which I have a lot of feelings about.
Ooh, I can't wait. This was a book of the month for September.
Yes.
So we both got it in September, obviously, and just now read it a month and a half late.
Yeah, because we knew we were going to do it for the podcast, basically. So
yeah, we made it.
We sat on it.
Our later October read.
Our non-spooky October read.
Yeah, we had to start with the spooky.
Yeah,
which I think worked out.
Which I would like to update the people. I have finished the entire Witches of Thistle Grove series, and I genuinely, they're short books. There's 4 of them, and they're all like less than 300 pages. And the last one is like 250 or something like that. It's super thin. And I'm pretty sure each of them get better and better until the last one. But it was still great. Yeah. But like the middle 2 were fucking so good.
Okay.
You can take them home with you if you want.
I'm going to take them home.
Yeah. I really loved them after being like kind of like medium on the first one. Yeah. Like I liked it, but I was like, I don't know. But I had the other one. So I was like, I'll just do this. Why not? It's a spooky. It's a cozy. They're great.
They also make great Halloween decor.
That's true. The covers, as we've established, are very pretty. So that's my update. Yeah. That I read all those books.
And they were great.
Shall we read the blurb for You Again?
We shall.
Okay. You Again by Kate Goldbeck. Here's the blurb. When Ari and Josh first meet, the wrong kind of sparks fly. They hate each other instantly. A free-spirited, struggling comedian, Ari likes to keep things casual and never sleeps over after hooking up. Josh, a born and bred New Yorker, has ambitious plans to take the culinary world by storm and find capital T, capital zero, capital T, capital O, the one. They have absolutely nothing in common except they happen to be sleeping with the same woman. Ari and Josh never expect their paths to cross again, but years later, as they're both reeling from ego-bruising breakups, wow, that's a tongue twister, a chance encounter leads to a surprising connection, friendship. Turns out spending time with your former nemesis is fun when you're too sad to hate each other and too sad for hate sex. As friends without benefits, they find comfort in late-night Netflix binges, swiping through each other's online dating profiles, and bickering across boroughs. Until one night, the unspoken boundaries of their platonic relationship begin to blur. With sharp observations and sizzling chemistry, You Again explores the dynamics of co-ed friendship. I don't like the word co-ed there. Explores the dynamics of co-ed friendship in this irresistible romantic comedy of modern love in all its forms.
Interesting.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
As established, I'm not a blurb reader. So when I saw this book on the options for Book of the Month, which so rarely has romance options, I did not have a single thought in my head. I just hit, choose this as my book, check out.
Yep.
That was it. I saw the cover. I had a mild like, oh, that looks like kind of When Harry Met Sally-esque. I did not read the blurb. I did not research what the book was about. And so imagine my delight
when it is.
When I realized that it is a full When Harry Met Sally retelling. And the bulk of my notes that I did not copy paste into our shared Google Doc, but that exist on my phone notes app, are me purely pointing out all of the moments that are literally direct lifts from the movie.
Great.
So that's what you're in for today.
Oh boy, I'm very excited because I have seen the movie once, and
I'm going to guess that I've seen it upwards of 30 times.
wow. Okay. Great.
It's my favorite movie.
Yeah, no,
It's my favorite movie. So yeah, I will be interested in your perspective on some of, like, I wonder, I don't know if there are any of these moments, but I wonder if there are some moments that, like, I found either particularly charming or particularly cringy because they were direct lifts from the movie that maybe you read differently.
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, once I realized, and I did realize before I actually read the book that it was a When Harry Met Sally retelling, because when we talked about it last time on the podcast and said we were doing this, that was when I was like, oh, wait.
It's When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah. So I was a little anxious but cautiously optimistic.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing your overall thoughts. I don't want to hear them yet.
Yeah, no, I have many. Also, I feel like we've gotten a lot of retellings of You've Got Mail, but no retellings of When Harry Met Sally.
Interesting. You've Got Mail is like almost an easier premise.
Yes.
I mean, it is an easier premise, not almost, but it's just email.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Or it's just like you're communicating with someone and you don't know their identity, but you actually know them in real life, but you don't know they're the same person.
Right.
Like that's a super common, like, trope.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas the When Harry Met Sally, very specific brands, very specific brand of enemies to friends to lovers over the course of a decade or whatever.
Right.
Is, I imagine, really hard to write.
Yeah. I mean, we've certainly read books with like time jumps and things like that, but like you said, not in an enemies to friends to lovers kind of. It's usually like always lovers meeting at different points a lot of the time.
Right. And I don't know how you felt about how Kate Goldbeck, the author, handled the time jumps in this book, but I thought it worked really well.
I thought it worked. I thought it was fine. The time jumps didn't... I just noticed them and kind of moved on, sort of thing. Like, they made sense. I think, like, going into the book, I didn't think about how there will have to be time jumps.
I didn't either, yeah.
And so the way that she does it, where it is very much like a chapter and then like 2 years later or whatever, I think like we don't spend too much time where we're having these like big time gap jumps or whatever. So I think that was helpful that it's like the first 100 pages we have these scenes over the like 4 or 5 years maybe.
I think it's more than that.
7 years.
Yeah, it's 8 years.
8 years, yeah. Because it starts in 2014, and then it's 3 years later, and then 2 years later, and then another 3 years later. Yeah. And then we're in, like...
quote-unquote present day.
Right. Yeah. So I think that they moved a little bit quicker in the beginning was helpful. But I did want more context for some things, for sure.
Yeah.
But that's also how the movie is. So...
Exactly. And I think any of the things that I would have picked apart about this book... had I not known that this book was relying so heavily on the movie, I didn't pick them apart the way that I otherwise would have. Like, one of the things that I texted you was that both of these characters are immensely unlikable people.
Yes.
But, like, so are Harry and Sally.
That's fair. I like Sally to an extent, but also I'm like, would I want to be friends with her? I'm not positive.
She's a little high-strung.
I want to be friends with Carrie Fisher.
Yes. The broader friend group is delightful.
Yes.
Although, actually, I don't know if I would want to be friends with Carrie Fisher in that movie. Imagine if your best friend was sleeping with a married guy for like 8 years and constantly was like, he's never going to leave him, is he? And you're like, fucking no, you crazy person.
That's true. I'd want to be friends with Carrie Fisher once she's married to Harry's friend.
Yes, that's fair.
The 8 years of sleeping with a married man would kill me.
Yeah. All of this is to say that I think the book relying so heavily on the movie both helped it and kind of hurt it, because I think there are things that could have been explored more had it not kept so strongly to the When Harry Met Sally, like, broader universe, basically. Yeah. But, you know, it was also, like, just like a delightful little homage to a really beloved story. So, so let's get into it. So the book starts in 2014, and we meet our main character, Ari, who I didn't like immediately because she was one of those annoying people asking for donations on the street and guilt tripping people when they don't do it. Yes. And I was like, oh no.
I was reading this like during the past couple weeks when I was working at ACL, or I started it during like the second weekend of ACL. And when you're walking into ACL and all of those people are like, somebody tried to stop me and was like, hi, would you like to stop or like help stop animal abuse? And I just had to like keep walking.
Yeah. You're like, what am I supposed to say? No?
No, I don't. No, I don't. And then the next day I was with Austin doing the same thing, and it was an ASPCA guy, and I was like, I already donate. Yeah. And so that was a little bit better, but it was like, I'm going to work. Like, I can't stop to give you $10. Yeah. I don't have cash anyway.
I lean pretty heavily on the I'm a journalist.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm a journalist, so I don't want to put my name on anything.
That's fair.
I do that one a lot.
Yeah, I do donate to ASPCA and the animal shelter here, which are pretty non-political.
Yeah, causes. I have my own charitable causes that I donate to that are not solicited by random people on the street.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know.
Yeah, so Ari's one of those people, and I was just like, cringe.
Yep.
Immediately. And so one of the guys that she comes across is a dick to her, and so it becomes very obvious of like, oh, this is going to be revealed to be...
I didn't think it was.
Really?
I thought it was a random guy.
No, I was like, oh, that's going to be our male lead for sure.
I didn't clock it until she said it. Like, I just was like, oh, it's a guy who's a dick, like lots of people in New York or whatever, especially because he was like, I'm on a call.
Yeah.
And I knew we were looking out for a guy who's a chef, and he was described too much of like a business looking person where he's in like a fancy sweater and like, I don't know. He doesn't. Maybe I was looking for like dirtbag line cook energy, which Josh does not have.
No,
I didn't dislike Ari too much. I think she's very chaotic, and I think she would have driven me nuts had I known her in real life. I fucking hated Josh.
Yeah,
I hated him so much.
Not a likable person in this book at all. But yeah, so we meet Ari. We semi-meet Josh. We don't know that Josh is Josh yet, and then. Basically Ari has this like friends with benefits situation with this guy Gabe, who is one of the likable characters in this book. I like him a lot. There's
some good side characters in this book.
Great side characters.
Briar I'm obsessed with. We'll talk about Briar.
Yes, Josh's sister, Briar. So Gabe and Ari are hooking up when, lo and behold, there is a knock on the door. It is Josh, a.k.a. this man who was a dick to Ari, a.k.a. her roommate's boyfriend.
Boyfriend, quote unquote.
Yes, quote unquote boyfriend. He thinks that.
Yeah, he thinks so. She does not. And she doesn't necessarily want a boyfriend.
Yeah.
He's there to make her dinner. Yeah, Gabe's leaving. The roommate's not there yet. She's like on the way. So Gabe starts Josh starts prepping this fancy dinner, which the menu sounds fucking weird.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it is, but I remember reading it and being like, I don't like that at all. Please don't make that for me.
Yeah, his food is very douchey sounding, all of it.
Which tracks.
So basically, Ari and Josh are just like snipping at each other, like little sarcastic banter back and forth. Ari realizes that he was the guy who was a dick to her. I don't know. It's just like a long scene of them just like sniping at each other.
Right.
Basically.
And Josh basically makes it known that he believes in like soulmates or whatever, and Ari's like, that's stupid, and then they like get in a little bickery fight, and then she leaves.
Yeah, well, before that she reveals that she is banging her roommate.
Yep, that's messy.
And I was like, oh, I mean, I know that it said in the blurb, again, not a blurb reader.
Yeah.
Like, I realize it said in the blurb they're sleeping with the same woman, but I was not expecting that woman to be Ari's roommate.
I wasn't either.
And I was like, whoa, this is sloppy.
I know. So it, like, makes sense in the plot because Ari is one of the most chaotic people I think we've ever read about.
Yes. Truly, genuinely.
Yeah, and sleeping with your roommate. Yeah, it's a little messy.
Yeah, so basically Ari just like, I can't remember exactly what she says, but she like delivers some zinger to Josh, basically of like, you know, like, well, I'm fucking your girlfriend or whatever, and then she bounces.
Yep.
Which is kind of iconic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm stressed about her, but, you know, good for her.
Yeah, she is very funny.
Yeah.
So that's like the first little vignette. And then we get our next 3 years later, or our first time jump to 3 years later. So it's 2017 now. And this is the point where I noticed that it sort of shifts between Ari and Josh's perspective very subtly in a way that, like, I wasn't sure I liked at first. And then I ended up like it. Because at first I was like, what's happening?
I know. I noticed it like in the first little vignette because it's got these little icons over it.
Yeah.
Josh's is a spatula.
Yeah, I was going to say they're like whisks or something.
His is a spatula and hers is a microphone because she's a comedian.
Yes, it is a microphone. Yeah, so I didn't clock that at first. I kind of just thought those were like cute little page divider things.
Yeah, it's like third person dual perspective, as we've talked about before. Omnipotent third person or whatever. Yeah. But I didn't clock it until way too late. So basically, the only thing I really remember about this section is that Ari's best friend, Radia, I'm going to that's how we say her name. Yeah.
Is working with Josh at a restaurant, and she's like his like sous chef or whatever, or something.
He's in charge. He's the like executive chef or whatever. He like got in there a couple years before and like rose through the ranks, and suddenly he's in charge. And Radia and a lot of the other cooks there are like not fans of his for good reason, because he fucking sucks.
Yeah, he's an asshole. He like overrides their decisions without like their insight. Like he's just a bad boss and a giant dick. And there's a food critic in the restaurant, and Radia is cooking this like special duck, and she and Josh disagree on how long the duck needs to stay in the oven for. And then the duck gets delivered to the food critic. It's undercooked. Radia was right. She calls Josh out, and he fucking fires her.
Yep. On the floor of the restaurant.
Yeah.
I was enraged reading this as somebody who knows too much of like how a restaurant works. So I texted Austin because at one point in the chapter, he's like just going out onto the floor to like just see how things are going like during service while they're cooking. So I texted Austin. I was like, would a chef just like leave the kitchen to just like go out on the floor? And he's like, sometimes. So like, all right, sure. But he's also getting really worked up about this food critic who's from Eater.
Right.
Which, you know, I like Eater, but it's not like Michelin.
Yeah.
He's like, a bad write-up and Eater could get us shut down. And I'm like, not really.
I mean, I don't think one bad write-up anywhere could get a restaurant shut down. Like a series of bad write-ups.
Right. But he's like, this is gonna kill the restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm like, buddy, I don't think so.
Yeah. And then Ari is there sitting at the bar, basically waiting for Radia to get off work so they can hang out. And so Ari like it calls Josh out for being a dick and throws a drink in his face.
One of the other best parts of this chapter is that it describes what Josh looks like. And it's like he's wearing a bandana around his forehead and he's got a terrible like half man bun. And it made me fucking hate him.
Yeah. The bandana really did it for me.
Ooh, he's the worst. I hate him.
Yep.
I hate him.
Yep.
Anyway.
So that's our next little vignette. And then we've got yet another 2-year time jump. So now we're in 2019. I don't know if that matters.
I don't know if it matters either, but
it kind of helps to know where we are in history.
Right.
It's 2019. We learned that Josh's dad has passed away. Josh's dad has owned like a legendary deli that we learn in the back of the book that was inspired by Katz's in New York, which is the first moment that I was like, when Harry met Sally.
I was just like, ooh, deli. Great. Cool.
No, I was like, I know exactly why it's a deli. So Josh's dad dies. Josh takes over the deli, and he wants to turn it into this fucking horrible sounding, like, fancy new American whatever the fuck restaurant.
I hate it. I hate it.
That the only homage to the original Jewish deli is that there's like pickles, right?
Yeah, it's something,
or something like that.
Something like that. He wants it was originally called Brodsky's. He wants to rename it the Broad. Awful, horrible.
Yeah.
Like strip it and sell really pretentious prefix menu food.
Yeah. Yeah, which like, you know, the reader can see the writing on the wall of where this is going.
It's not gonna be great.
Nope. Josh has a long-distance girlfriend.
Her name is Sophie.
Yes. That also sounds like it's not going great.
No.
Josh is not aware that it's not going great, but the reader certainly is.
He's grasping at straws here.
Yeah. Yeah. He goes to this like crazy sounding New Year's party with his sister Briar, who is an influencer. This is where we meet her.
I love her.
I love her.
She's like chaotic in a fun way, not a stressful way.
Yeah. I don't know if I would want to be friends with her, but I love reading her character in the book.
Yes. Yes. And she's in college at this point, and so she's like, Josh, you're coming to this party with me that my, like, professor is hosting.
Yeah.
Which, weird, but okay. Sure.
Yeah, I would never invite my students to a party that was not expressly a party that I was hosting for them.
Yeah, this is like a professor. She's like a gender media studies professor. Her name is Cass, and she sounds like one of those awful professors who's like really pretentious and has like 4 favorites and
yeah,
just like brings them around everywhere.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's like in a warehouse or something too.
Yes. So Josh and Briar get to the party, meet Cass, the professor. Lo and behold, who is Cass's brand new wife?
It's Ari.
Which, like, every single section of this book, I was just like, what?
Yeah. And, like, Ari is high out of her mind and, like, walks up to Cass and just starts, like, full on, like, making out with her in front of her students. Cass is cool with it. As a reader, I'm not. Feels weird.
So Ari is rolling at this party and behaving wildly inappropriately. And then happens one of the first very blatant When Harry Met Sally references is just some random woman next to them says, I want some of whatever she's on, which is absolutely a I'll have what she's having moment, which that was where I was like, that's clever. Like that was a clever way to kind of interpolate that. What else happens at this party?
They have like a nice friendly moment because Ari around midnight is like hanging out on the fire escape or balcony or whatever.
Oh, and Josh is leaving a dirty voicemail for his girlfriend.
And Ari overhears it and starts like, you know, kind of making fun of him. And they have a conversation like on the fire escape or whatever they are, wherever they're sitting. And it's just like, it's like friendly. It's less snippy.
Yeah. Josh is basically like, you're married? That's interesting.
Yeah.
And Ari's like, yeah, you know, I came around.
Yeah.
And Josh says something about like how he and once his girlfriend moves back to New York,
they're going to get married.
They're going to get married and all this stuff. Yeah.
Which, as we know, is not going to happen.
The other note I have from this section is Ari is talking about some wood and marble cheese board that they got from their wedding registry. And I was like, is that the Crate and Barrel one that I have? Because that was my first thought.
It must be.
I feel like it has to be.
It has to be.
Because I got married in 2020, which is and this is 2019. And I put it on my wedding registry.
Perfect. Wow.
So it absolutely is the Crate and Barrel wood and marble cheese board.
For one of the Instagram pictures, you need to put your book on top of it.
On top of the cheese board? Yeah. I will post a pic of said cheese board.
Said cheese board.
Which I only ever use on Thanksgiving.
Well, great.
Yeah.
So then we get another time jump of 3 years later.
So now we're in 2022. So we skipped the pandemic conveniently. There's no mention of the pandemic in this book. I feel like there might have been one very very, very slight one.
Really? I didn't clock it then.
I think, I could be misremembering, but I think it was in the context of the failed deli.
You might be right. And at one point he talks about another deli that he really loved that closed.
During the pandemic. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you might be right, actually.
Yeah. But that's the only reference that I can think of.
Yeah. Which, like, is fair. It doesn't really matter all that much.
Right. So yes, Josh's reimagined deli has shockingly failed.
Who'da thunk
That
this beloved deli, people were not happy, turned into
an entirely new place.
Yep.
Pretentious place.
Who'd have thought?
Ari is also very shockingly getting a divorce.
Yeah, and it's not even Ari's fault.
Yeah.
Though.
Cass is a piece of shit.
Cass is replacing her with a younger, hotter model.
Which is precisely how Harry's divorce goes. I mean, he's not a younger, hotter model, but the don't fuck with Mr. Zero scene, and basically Harry being like, yeah, that all of that was a lie. She met someone else.
Yep.
Which is more or less what ends up happening, though we don't get a hilarious baseball game scene.
No baseball games in this book. Yeah.
That is my favorite out of context quote is Mr. Zero knew. Mr. Zero knew you were getting a divorce before you did. Speaking of When Harry Met Sally, the re-meet that we get in this book is a very, very funny retelling of, because in the movie, Sally and Marie are in a bookstore looking at what appear to be just like self-help books. Mm-hmm. And Harry is there and is like kind of creepily staring at Sally, and Marie goes, "Someone's staring at you over in personal growth." which is a hilarious moment and like one of the most famous quotes from the movie. But in the book, we get this scene in a sex shop.
Yep.
Which is very, very funny.
And it's like a bougie sex shop where they also, I think, like sell skincare or something.
Yeah.
Like, Briar drags Josh into it, and she's like, I need this new, like, retinol or something. And then, yeah, it's a sex shop. And Ari's in there holding a very large vibrator.
Yeah, which I guess is the Ari equivalent of someone staring at you over in personal growth.
Yes. Yes.
So it's very funny. So they run into each other in the sex toy shop, and then they just, like, hang out afterwards. They, like, go get a slice of pizza. So they just kind of go on a walk and, like, chat, shoot the shit, catch up.
Talk about how their lives are falling apart.
Exactly. And so it's like a several page long, like cute, bantery, they're becoming friends moment. And even at the end of that chapter, there's basically as happens in the movie, wait, are we becoming friends right now? And we're friends who don't want to fuck each other? That's interesting. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's very, very cute.
Yep. So then that starts the whole part of the book where they're friends.
Yeah, and where we're living in we're more or less done with the time jumps, at least with large ones.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, after this, there are like a bunch of series of like little scenes of them together.
It's very slice of lifey.
Yeah.
In this middle section of the book, you get scenes of Ari having to tell Radia that she's friends with her sworn enemy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And Radia's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. There's one. They go to IKEA at one point to buy furniture, which this is the second book we've read in the past 2 months where they go to IKEA to shop for furniture and they go to the Strand.
Yeah.
So that's funny.
I know. That is funny.
Because that's what happened in The Neighbor Favor for those who did not listen to that episode.
Yeah. They do the When Harry Met Sally thing of watching movies in their own respective homes.
Yes.
While talking on the phone. In the book, it's The Princess Bride. In the movie, it's Casablanca. Although I think they end up watching The Expendables. They're talking about The Princess Bride. It never expressly says.
They, like, later watch The Princess Bride, but I think it's, like, when they are finally together.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're right.
The Expendables, ironically, is a movie I've seen multiple times because my dad fucking loves that movie, and every time I was there on the weekend, it was always at Redbox. That was, like, our Friday night thing is we go to Redbox and rent a movie. and he would inevitably fall asleep. So I've seen The Expendables a lot. Turns out people don't like that movie. It's not good.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's just a generic action movie.
It's a dad movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I also watched it rented from Redbox.
Yep. In front of Walmart?
Yes, in front of Walmart.
Yep.
That was our Friday night thing, too. It was originally at Blockbuster, but RIP then.
Ours was
Redbox.
Yeah, Blockbuster. Then it became out of the $5 DVD bin at Walmart.
At Walmart, yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Wow.
We had the same childhood.
Single dads know what they're doing, I guess.
That $5 bin at Walmart introduced me to some really excellent movies. Rat Race. Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
That's an excellent movie.
It introduced me to the Beverly Hillbillies, which I had a long conversation at work about the Beverly Hillbillies recently, and I was like, I've never seen a movie. I've seen a lot of episodes of the Beverly Hillbillies.
I would argue that I've probably seen every episode of the Beverly Hillbillies.
I've seen a lot of Beverly Hillbillies. I've seen a lot of Andy Griffith, which I didn't like as much as Beverly Hillbillies. Yeah. Andy Griffith is kind of boring. Seen a lot of SCTV, which was not necessarily always appropriate for a 9-year-old.
Nope.
Seen a lot of it, though. We had several box sets that were in the $5 movie bin at Walmart. Also, definitely got some other movies that are there. Like, I think Rat Race was maybe one we had.
Rat Race for sure came out of the $5 bin, and that movie is a classic.
We got Batman Begins out of the $5 bin one
Dang,
year. And
a
that was
steal.
Oh, it was a score.
Yeah.
That was, we didn't buy DVDs. They were never organized either. It was truly...
You're just dumpster diving.
A true dumpster dive of DVDs.
Yeah. Literally. It was in one of those big bins that they put, like, the bouncy balls in.
Yes, exactly. I had like the biggest moment of nostalgia talking about this with somebody at work. And I was like, the DVD bin at Walmart.
Yeah. With
all of the like classic TV shows.
Yeah. I think that's how I got introduced to Fat Albert, that TV show. Which was good. I hesitate to say too many good things about it because I don't know if it holds up.
I wouldn't imagine it does, but who knows?
Yeah, I was like 7.
Yeah.
So
it's very funny when you're 7.
Yeah, exactly. The Lady Killers with Tom Hanks. That's a great movie. I think we got The Terminal too.
Oh.
Where Tom Hanks lives in an airport.
Oh. We got one called Breaking Free, a very niche road racing movie. I think that's what it's called. Hold on.
We had one that was like very like heist adjacent. There was like a scam and a heist and a blonde lady.
Breaking Away.
Breaking Away.
Of 1979. It's got Dennis Quaid in it, actually.
Oh.
And it's a bicycle race movie. And there's a quarry in there for some reason. Oh, yeah. A small town boy obsessed with the Italian cycling team vies for the affections of a college girl. Pretty good movie. Anyway, if you guys have fond memories of the DVD bin at Walmart.
Tell us what DVDs you got in the $5 bin.
I'm sure my dad has every single one still.
I know for a fact that my dad has every single one.
Next time I go to my dad's house, I'm going to look.
Me too.
I'll send you a picture.
Yep. Anyway, so yeah, I'm pretty sure they end up watching The Expendables, but they have a lengthy conversation about The Princess Bride.
Yes.
Yes, they go mattress shopping. Radia, again, finds out that they're friends because Ari's like phone is Bluetooth connected to a speaker and it's announcing who's texting her.
Yeah, which, sure, sucks.
Yep. There's the also lifted directly from When Harry Met Sally scene of when they're hanging out and Ari is basically like, do you want to do something later? Do you want to get pizza? I don't remember exactly what she says. In the movie, it's there's too much pepper on my paprikash scene. And Harry's like, do you want to have dinner with me later? Or do you want to see a movie with me later or something? And Sally's like, no. And Harry's like, why? Do you have a hot date? And she's like, actually, yeah. And it's kind of awkward. This is the equivalent of that. Like Ari asks Josh to hang out. Josh is like, I've got a date.
Yeah.
And Ari, I do not like this part. I'm not kink shaming anybody, but it's very childish because basically after this, Ari goes on a dating app and like turns on the like, I want to match with couples thing. And the direct quote from the book is, if Josh can date someone, Ari can date 2 someones. And I'm like, fucking grow up, girl.
Yeah, a lot of, like, Ari's, like, sex journey in the book is all just her avoiding her feelings, and it's all just, like, very immature, a lot of it. So, again, we're not kink shaming around here. But
Right. If you want to hook up with two someones, hook up with two someones, but I don't like the way this was handled.
yeah, it's all kind of, like, it just, like, looks, like, self-destructive.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, this is not going to end well for literally anyone that's
Right.
involved.
No, this is not a good idea.
And it doesn't end well for anyone involved.
No, it does
including the eventual couple that she... But whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
Josh's date is going horribly.
Briar keeps, like, setting him up with, like, women who are exactly like her, like, influencers.
Yeah.
Pilates bitches, if you will. Which
Yes.
Hannah called me a Pilates bitch recently.
You know, own it.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
You know, they're probably girls.
Yeah, it's not an insult.
No.
It's an observation.
Yeah, it's... they are fancy New York women.
Yes.
Who go to SoulCycle or whatever.
And take photos of their food, which really annoys Josh.
Yeah. That isn't my favorite thing, but I also am like, calm down, dude.
Yeah, depends on the food.
Yeah.
If it's something crazy looking.
Oh, yeah. She took a picture of her salad.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I definitely have a picture of our seafood tower.
Oh, yeah. That's different.
Yeah, so Ari rescues Josh from this date and makes a scene in the restaurant that's really funny.
This is really funny.
She basically pretends to be his wife and like throws like a, oh my God, you're cheating on me, like screaming in the middle of this restaurant.
And the woman does not leave.
Yeah.
Which is so funny.
She like sits and hangs out.
She's like, that's crazy. Oh my God, Josh, why?
Yeah.
Oh my, and she's just like hanging out and like talking to Ari, and it's really funny. And then they just start like eating.
Yeah. This also feels a bit like an interpolation of the I'll have what she's having scene. The like making a scene in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Of it all. But yeah, this part's very funny. This is the part where I started to realize there were more Taylor Swift references than a normal book.
Yes.
Because around here we get the third one, and then you see in my notes that as I kept reading the rest of the book, first I wrote 3 Taylor Swift references, LOL. Then I wrote all caps 4. Then I wrote all caps 5! Exclamation point. So there are a total of 5 Taylor Swift references. Although the first one, all of them have to do with Briar. Yes. Briar is clearly a Swiftie.
Yeah. At one point, Josh says Briar's like one claim to fame is her Instagram post comparing Taylor Swift to handbags, which is very funny and a Instagram post I would love.
Yeah.
So
it's excellent. And then the one I think that made me write this down was Josh and Ari and Briar and Gabe, Ari's like prior friends with benefits, now just friend. They're all hanging out, and Gabe and Briar start like debating the best songs off of Folklore.
Yeah. Which I did not clock the pandemic reference earlier, and then I was like, this is where like books that don't mention the pandemic like get confusing, because it's like Folklore does not exist without the pandemic.
Right.
But anyway.
Yeah.
As we've established, the pandemic is possibly mentioned in this book. And either way, does it really matter? No. Maybe I would like to think that Taylor would have made Folklore in every universe.
Right.
Pandemic or not.
I like to think that.
I do too.
This was also the part that I was like, oh, are we going to get Briar and Gabe pairing off like in the movie?
Oh.
But that is not ultimately where it ends up going. No.
And actually, the Gabe meeting comes a little later after some other significant things happen, but we'll discuss that in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
So as they're, Josh and Ari are still continuing their friendship and not admitting they're in love with each other, they go to the Strand to sell off books.
Ari's like super broke. She's like a struggling, I don't know if we've mentioned this yet, but she's a struggling comedian, which like surprisingly does not come up that much in this book until the end.
No, it really doesn't. Like she does a lot of like gig economy stuff. Like she writes speeches for people on this really terrible sounding website.
Yeah, it sounds like Fiverr or something like that. Like one of those things where you hire someone to like do random shit for you.
Yes, I almost did that in college, and then I realized it was like $10 per thing, and I was like, this is like an hour of work.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that at all.
Not great.
Nope. So they go to the Strand to sell off. Josh is selling off a bunch of his cookbooks because he's still in his episode of I'm never gonna cook again. after my colossal failure. And Ari just needs money. She's also getting rid of a lot of like Cass's books that she left in the apartment. And then they run into Cass and her
new fiance.
Cass and Ari are not fully divorced at this point.
Yeah, the ink has not dried.
No, Ari hasn't even signed the papers.
Yeah, there is no ink.
Yeah. There's this very awkward conversation in the Strand. Ari keeps sending Cass nudes.
Yeah.
Which is so sad.
Yeah.
That was the most depressing part of this book.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is like, they've been like divorced or divorcing for like months at this point.
And she's still
I know.
Not over it. Which I understand not being over it, but real self-destructive behavior.
Yeah. Ari's like getting drunk and sending her nudes, which is not good.
Cass and her new fiance are there touring it as like a wedding venue, possibly. Mm-hmm. Cass asked her to like please sign the papers.
Or engagement party.
Oh, engagement party?
Yeah, because that's how they find, because there's something, I think someone mentions like, oh, is this for a birthday party? And she's like, no, engagement party. Yeah.
It's terribly awkward.
Yeah, it's bad.
Ari has a breakdown afterward to Josh, and is also basically like, I don't know, she was like the first person who like chose me, and you kind of start to understand why Ari is so devastated. I mean, like, she's devastated for a lot of reasons, but yeah, you get a little bit more insight into it.
Yeah, and this part in the book was, because, you know, as I'm reading this, I'm like predicting like, oh, this is going to happen next, because if we're following the flow of the movie, this is when X thing happens. And in the movie, when Sally finds out that her ex-boyfriend is getting married, that's when she's like crying in her apartment and throwing the tissues everywhere. Yeah. And she's like, but I'm going to be 40. And Harry's like, in 7 years. Yes. Whatever.
Yes.
And Sally's like, but it's there. Anyway, so, and then that's when they hook up. And so I thought that like Ari and Josh were going to immediately get together, like when Ari's upset about this wedding. Yeah. Which that's kind of flipped the characters a little bit, but I was still thinking like,
that's what was
this is what's going to happen. And then it doesn't. So not everything is a 1-to-1 comparison.
No. So not long after this, they like make a deal to do something, like Josh helps Ari with something, and then he's like, now you have to come with me to this like fundraiser thing his family's gonna be at.
A New Year's Eve gala.
Yeah, his mom is like a high-powered like real estate agent in New York.
I love his mom.
Oh, his mom is great.
She's a great character.
She's amazing. I want to be her. Clearly his family is like extremely wealthy. Yeah. Josh has like not had a job.
Yeah. He's just been chilling this whole time.
No.
And ordering takeout like every day.
And he has a very nice apartment.
Yeah. That he purchased.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's dicking around not working.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've got money.
Yeah. And like paying for Ari to do stuff too. Like when they go places together, he like pays for her.
Yep. Yeah. It's nice to be able to fail and have a safety net of your parents' wealth.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Yeah. So he makes Ari come with him to this New Year's gala as his date.
They're honoring his dad.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, something about his dad.
And they all got to be there. And Briar's been trying to hook him up with a bunch of dates. And he's like, no, and fuck it. I'm just going to bring Ari. Mm-hmm. Ari shows up and she looks real hot.
Yep.
I want this dress she wears.
It sounds phenomenal.
It's like one of those silky, strappy black ones that's like deep V in the front. Backless. It sounds great.
Yep. For what it's worth, Sally was also wearing a black dress on New Year's in the movie.
Oh, thank you.
So I did, for research purposes, watch the movie immediately after I finished this book.
Maybe I should have done that.
It actually was for research purposes.
Oh, I should have done that then.
Yeah. Not just because I wanted to, which I did, but, you know.
Two birds.
Yeah. So yeah, they hang out at this New Year's party afterward, they're dancing and Ari starts to like have a panic attack, basically.
Yeah, like it's about to be midnight. Fucking John Legend is there playing, which was a funny random moment.
Yeah.
So they're dancing and she starts to like have a panic attack, which I didn't fully understand why, or if it was just like...
Well, because they were slow dancing.
Yeah.
And so I kind of thought like, oh, maybe Ari's like realizing her feelings, or she's just very physically close to Josh and is attracted to him. And so it freaks her out. I kind of thought it was something like that.
Okay. Anyway, well, Josh takes her outside and they walk to Central Park to just like cool off, and they smoke a joint. And then they start dancing. Like they're starting to talk about like, I don't remember what they're talking about. They're talking about specific songs. It's page 213 when they kiss.
Okay, so they're talking and it's super quiet. And so Ari suggests that they listen to some music because it seems like Josh is starting to fall asleep. And so Josh pulls out his phone and offers to play Auld Lang Syne.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And Ari says, play something that feels poignant but not overly celebratory. And so then he plays Don't Dream It's Over. And so then they dance and they talk about the song and they start to feel things. And then it's almost midnight. And then they're like, oh, God, should we kiss? What do we do? What do we do? And then they're like, is it a peck? Do we kiss on the lips? Is it on the cheek? And then they, for real kiss.
I liked this moment a lot because Ari's kind of like spiraling and Josh is like, no, we're going to kiss. And we're going to kiss for real.
Yeah.
Which is pretty hot. This
was kind of the point in the book, which this is like fully, I'm just eyeballing my print copy here. This looks pretty damn near exactly 50%.
Almost exactly 50% because I think there's 413 pages in the book. Check me on that. And they kiss at 213.
If you count the acknowledgments, it's 413. Without the acknowledgments, it's 410.
Okay, so it's very close.
Almost exactly 50%. And this is the point in the book that I think I went from like, yeah, I'm enjoying this book to like, then the whole second half I was like, I think I really like this book. It kind of, once they got together, I was like, okay, now I'm really enjoying this because I feel like after this point, we got a little more in depth with both of them.
I agree.
And so, yeah, 50%.
I was very relieved we got a 50% kiss. I thought we were going to have to wait a lot longer.
Because in the movie,
yeah,
they like bang and then the last 30 minutes is they get together.
Yeah. So I was glad to see that we were moving maybe a little faster than I expected.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after this, they only kiss. Ari panics and like kind of runs off.
Avoids him for weeks.
Yeah. And so she's working at one of Radia's pop-ups, and because Radia's still cooking, she's doing just fine. And she's been doing these like pop-up events at breweries and stuff. And so Ari's working at one, and Josh shows up because he's like, I'm fucking tired of this. And so Josh,
and he knows that Ari's going to be there. So he's like, I'm just going to fucking find her and make her talk to me.
And he brings Briar.
Yeah.
And this is where Briar and Gabe meet. Which
yes.
Yes. And it's a very funny scene because it's like Briar and Gabe are like both influencers. And
they follow each other.
They like follow each other. Yeah, they follow each other. And so they have a very like kind of meet cute also where she's like, oh my God. His like handle is like bye. B-I boy.
That's right. That's right.
And so they're just like sitting there like nerding out about like Taylor Swift and like influencer stuff and being like a little bit self-absorbed and kind of that funny like endearing way of chaotic friends.
While Josh and Ari are like
having the worst lunch of their lives.
Yes.
It's very funny. So Josh stands up to leave after he gets forced to like help Radia with something, and Radia's like, hey, you should be careful with her. Like, you guys are clearly at a weird point in your friendship. Don't scare her off, basically. Like, you need to, like, tread lightly. Because, as we know, Ari scares easily.
And Josh is kind of love-bomby.
A little bit. So he, after this...
He means well, though.
He means well. But after this conversation, he leaves, and Ari follows him all the way to the subway. And they have, like, not like a fight, like an argument, where he's like, "Why are you running away?" And they're just like going back and forth, and then finally he's like, "I love you," and she has to decide if she's gonna follow him, and she does.
Yep.
And then they bang.
And then they bang
twice.
Yeah. So they do it that evening.
Ari stays the night. He like talks her down.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like trying to leave, which she always does.
Right.
And he's like, "What? No. What are you doing?"
Right. They have like a very intimate sex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like she starts crying.
Yeah.
Which is very intense.
Yeah. And then the next morning they have sex again. And Ari blurts out, "I love you." And then fucking freaks out even more and bails again.
Exactly.
Then Josh's mom calls her up, and I'm like, why are we exchanging phone numbers with people we've met one time?
I don't know.
Because Briar also has Ari's phone number.
Briar is so funny. Yeah. She just like will text Ari like, "So good to see you."
Yeah.
And like comments on like Josh's Instagram posts. And it's like, she's so goofy.
Yeah. I love her. So she goes and meets with Josh's mom, who, again, she's only met once, but Josh's mom finds her hilarious.
Josh's mom loves her.
Yeah. And she knows that Ari is a comedian, and so she's like, "I know this person who's hiring someone to basically do corporate, like, improv, like, team building exercises, like, traveling around to all these different companies and doing these improv classes," which sounds fucking horrible.
My worst fucking nightmare.
If anyone that I ever worked for asked me to do this, I would quit my job.
You know, I used to do improv.
No.
Yes, you did.
So funny.
I did for
now that you say that, I remember it because it was like in high school, right?
It was from 3rd grade all the way through high school.
That's what I thought. I forgot about that. But doing it with your coworkers? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
This sounds like the worst startup in the world.
Yeah.
It's called Winprov.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Which is a good name.
I hate it.
Yeah. It's all bad. So, but Ari's like dead broke. And let's face it, she's fucking panicking. And with this job, she would have to move to DC.
Yeah.
She currently lives in New York.
So
she's like, cool, a cool way to run away from my problems.
Yeah. She's also like she's still living in the apartment she shared with Cass too. And Cass is like, "You got to get out because we're selling it." And
she doesn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
She doesn't have any money. So she's like, fuck it.
I'll take this terrible sounding startup job.
Yep.
So Josh shows up at her apartment like a day or two later because he knows like Ari's like panicking. And he's like, he shows up to make her dinner.
Pasta, I think, right?
Yep. A much better menu than the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they argue, whatever. He's like, "No, I love you. We're going to do this. You're going to be my girlfriend." And she's like, "Actually, no, I'm moving to DC.
Yeah. And your mom got me the job.
Yeah.
And Josh is like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So they like break up and it's a bummer.
Yeah.
But then we get a time jump.
We get a series of small time jumps. We have 2 months later. Ari is doing her corporate thing.
Josh is depressed. And Briar and Radia come to him with a business proposal that they're going to turn Brodsky's into a pop-up.
Yep.
Where it's like Indian Jewish deli fusion.
Yeah. Sounds great.
Yeah. This actually sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. And Josh is like, cool, I'll help you.
Yeah.
And
got nothing else to do.
Right. And basically becomes Radia's sous chef. So they've swapped, which I love.
I do love that too.
Then we have a 5-month time jump where Ari is on one of these corporate improv visits in Austin at the Hyatt, right? And I picture it being that Hyatt across from the old Statesman building.
I did too.
Is that exactly where you pictured it? The Hyatt Regency
too.
Or whatever the fuck?
Just like the most generic like corporate hotel that's not very nice.
Exactly.
But it's like decent enough.
Close to downtown.
Yeah.
I love that you pictured it at that Hyatt because that was my exact first thought. I was like, there's no way they're at any other Hyatt other than this one.
Oh, absolutely not. And it's like, I just like imagine like a windowless like conference room they're in and it's, or like one of those windowless ballrooms.
Yeah.
And it's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. I went to some many years ago, I went to some like South by stuff they used to use that building, or they might still for some sessions. And yeah, that's exactly.
Yep.
Very generic beige ballroom.
I'm feeling like claustrophobic just thinking about it.
Yeah, it's dim lighting. And she really fucks things up on purpose because she's like, fuck this job, fuck these people. I hate all of this. All these people here are terrible.
She's doing improv training for the like gig economy thing she used to work for. It's called Never Tired. And they're giving presentations about how they can make people basically work for free, but framing it as this is for our hustlers or whatever. And they're fucking awful.
Yeah.
And she decides this job is terrible. Blows it up.
Yeah. This is another thing that I was like, girl,
just quit.
Just quit your job. But she does this very funny improv thing where she basically like tells all these suits to tell each other to their faces why they're all assholes, which is very funny. But of course she gets fired.
Yeah, obviously.
Which I was like, just fucking quit your job just like quit. A normal person.
Just quit.
Yeah. Another time jump.
3 months later.
Yeah. She's back in New York.
She goes to the pop-up.
She's living in a closet.
Yeah. She, once again, things are not great for her once again. Things are pretty good for Josh. And
Josh is going to therapy. Josh has apologized to Radia and is friends with her and is working with her. Mm-hmm. He's grown. He's done the work.
Ari comes back and is like, well, like, you're supposed to, like, we struggle together, basically. And he's like, I deserve better.
Yeah.
Which he's right.
Yes, he is. So then we get another time jump 2 months later. So presumably this is like this upcoming New Year's.
Yes.
I would think.
Yes. I should have done the math.
Yeah, because the last time jump we landed in 2022, right?
Yes.
We went from 2019, then we got a 3-year time jump. It was 2022.
Uh-huh.
And then...
Yes, so this will be 2024.
Yeah, this upcoming New Year's Eve.
Yes.
Yes.
So then after Josh, who does very much miss Ari, is like, we can't get back together. Like, this is too much. I deserve better than this. You can't just, like, run back to me when you feel sad. 2 months later, it's, like, around New Year's time. It's, like, a few days before New Year's. And Ari's with Gabe at this, like, stand-up night where Gabe's going to perform. And he was like, Ari, you have to come and, like, laugh really loud at my jokes. And then he, like, makes her go up there, basically to be like, go, do it. Like, you haven't done this in a while. Get your mojo back. And so she doesn't have anything prepared, but she goes up and she, like, you know, fumbles her way through it. She says it's, like, not great, but it's not bad.
She gets a few laughs.
Yeah. So, and she's like, okay, I can do this. So she's kind of, like, becoming herself again. And then a few days later, it's New Year's. We have a nice scene of Josh and his mom in the deli, too, where they're kind of talking about, like, how much he misses Ari.
They're making egg salad, right?
They're making egg salad.
Yeah. I love egg salad.
Josh starts crying, which is sad.
Yeah.
But also, like, he's in therapy.
He's done the work.
Yeah, he's done the work. But they, like, talk, and it's good. And so then on New Year's Eve, Ari is at this, like, comedy karaoke fundraiser stand-up thing that Gabe is hosting.
She's wearing, like, rainbow tights or something insane.
Yeah. Some like, terrible...
Some goofy outfit.
Yeah. Gabe was, like, the leader of the improv troupe she was in, too, for forever, like, throughout this book. And then, you know, also her previous friend with benefits, you know. So they're just good buddies. Good improv comedy buddies, too. And so she's there, like, emceeing this event. And Roddy's there too, volunteering. And they're doing karaoke, and somebody proposes during the karaoke set.
During Return of the Mac.
Yes.
To be clear.
And Gabe is like, all right, go say something heartfelt. And Roddy is like, yeah, you used to write all those speeches for weddings and stuff. Go read one.
Yeah, she pulls out one that she wrote for... The name of the speech in her notes app is titled Toast from a cynical father of the bride who doesn't want to mess around with the creep factor of, quote, giving his little girl away.
Amazing. But she starts like crying while she's doing it. And everyone's kind of like, okay. But it's like 11:45 and she's like, shit, I love Josh. And he's at this like terrible sounding New Year's Eve run with Briar and her new influencer boyfriend. Which is like my worst nightmare.
They're all wearing matching t-shirts.
Yeah. Ryan's runners.
Yeah.
Except for Josh, who's dressed in all black. But it's like a 5K at midnight on New Year's every year in New York City, which I don't know if this really exists, but...
I don't either. If anyone knows, tell us.
I don't want to do it.
I would like to know. And it was happening in the park the previous year when they kissed, so It's kind of a full circle.
Yes, exactly.
Moment here. So Ari does like a full...
Airport run.
Like
20 blocks.
Yeah, which is what Harry does. He fucking...
Oh, you're right. I forgot.
Yeah.
You're right.
Runs to Sally right before midnight. She like nearly gets in trouble for like trying to scale the barricade, basically. But...
She texts Josh.
Yeah.
He's
from Gabe's phone. Yeah. Because her phone died.
Her phone died. She's got Gabe's phone. So she texts him. And he's like, I want to talk to you. And
he's already running.
He's running. And he's like, I can't do this or whatever. And she's like trying to admit that she has feelings. And he's like, no, give me the whole speech. Like, do it. Prove it. Mm-hmm. And so she writes out this really long text message of...
Yeah, because she was like, I had the speech, but I want to give it to you in person. And he's like, no, just fucking tell me.
Yeah, he says something like voice to text now. And so she gives him the speech of like how she wants to be with him. It's cute. He runs back. They kiss. They're together.
Yep.
Then we get a 1-year time jump. And
Ari proposes to Josh in the sex shop.
Boo!
Yeah.
I hated this.
Yeah, me too. I liked the essence of it.
I didn't like it.
I liked the idea of like her proposing and then he was secretly planning on also proposing. See, I find that funny.
Yeah.
But everything else surrounding it, I did not love.
Right. Like, she proposes to him with a sex toy. And for me, it was just like, okay, where was your personal growth?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that is exactly what I wrote at the end of this, which is like, it was so frustrating to read this and see Josh grow as a person. And Ari is just the same person that we met at the beginning of the book.
Yes.
Which was disappointing.
Yes. I fully agree.
Especially because, and I guess we're moving into overall thoughts now, especially because one of the luxuries of having a book retelling of When Harry Met Sally is like, obviously watching a movie, you don't get a character's inner monologue and thoughts and emotions the way you can get them in a book. And the emotion in this book was written so beautifully and it was like so raw and just like, under overall thoughts in our Google Doc, the first thing I wrote was emotional damage because that's what the second half of this book was. Like,
yes,
it's really like raw is the best explanation for it. And there's so much depth that is there for Josh, at least, and like Ari a little bit. But like we have this luxury of like explaining all of this on the page that you don't get in the movie. Mm-hmm. And we just didn't get that.
Yeah. Like, I think Kate Goldbeck, the author, like tries to make it a moment of personal growth of like Ari's the one who's doing the proposing. She's being serious, but like also it's like not serious because she's doing it in a sex shop with a sex toy. And I don't know. I really hated it.
Yeah.
I like the moment after where Josh proposes and they kind of like that they did it together. I think is really sweet.
Right.
But I don't know.
Yeah. I like the general backbone of what happened here, but not the...
Could it have happened with not a sex toy?
Yeah. Yeah.
I hated that.
Exactly. I don't know if you read the acknowledgments in this one, but it's full of every paragraph at the end has a direct When Harry Met Sally reference.
I did. After I saw your note, I went back and read the acknowledgments this morning.
Yeah. So that was very cute. It's very clear that Kate Goldbeck is quite obviously a huge Nora Ephron stan. Mm-hmm. I do think, despite my issues with this book, it does feel very Nora Ephron-esque. Like the banter, how New York is almost as big of a character as the actual characters in the book. Like I feel like this is a pretty accurate, like, modern take on Nora Ephron.
Yeah. There's something about this book, too, that we haven't really touched on, but it's kind of the through line of Josh and Ari are, like, drowning together. And that's something that Ari says a lot is, like, he's supposed to be drowning with me. Like, we're not life rafts. Like, we're supposed to struggle together. And it's, you know, like, at points in life, you do have other people like that, but it also becomes a really selfish thing to expect from somebody for them to be struggling with you and for you to just, like, want them to struggle with you and sit in the pit and be depressed or whatever. And I think, like, that was an interesting part of when Ari comes back to Josh is her basically saying, like, you know, you're my person that like, I struggle with. And, like, that's what you're supposed to be for me. And him being like, I can't be that person. Like, I have to put my life back together. And Ari almost, like, seeming unwilling a lot of this book to put her life back together, I think frustrated me a lot at points.
And in fact, like, continuing to sabotage it, doing the opposite of putting her life back together, even up until the end when she's blowing her life up at this work thing.
Yeah. You know what? Let me find what he says to her. Okay, yeah, she comes back and she's, like, apologizing, and she's like, you know, you meant the world to me. And he's like, well, I don't want to hear about how you used to feel. And he's like, at one point he says, I tried to center my world around you instead of actually rebuilding my life. Whereas she was only willing to, like, center her world around her. And yeah, at one point he says, you're where you're supposed to be right now, and I guess I'm where I am. And I don't know. I think it's just, like, an interesting dynamic that we haven't necessarily seen from a romance. Like, sometimes it's, like, one person struggling, or everyone's in, like, a good place or, like, a decent place, or, like, struggling in a way that's pretty low stakes. Like, but this is like, oh no, your life is, like, falling apart. And, like, how do you treat the people who are around you when that's happening?
Yeah, and it is kind of, that is kind of, like, a beautiful part of both this relationship and the When Harry Met Sally relationship, which is, like, two people finding each other at their lowest times. And even though they're maybe both independently fairly toxic, they're not necessarily toxic toward each other, which is nice.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think there is something to be said about having someone you can struggle with who's with you in the pit. But I will just say that none of the people who have been in the pit with me are people who stuck around long term.
Yeah.
And I don't think that type of relationship is sustainable. And I don't mean stuck around like they left. I mean, like, it was not a sustainable relationship on either part.
Right. It's like, if you're in a pit with somebody at the same time, like, you're supposed to be helping each other get out of the pit.
Yeah.
Not yanking each other back down.
And usually you are just digging each other deeper down in there.
Yeah.
It's very rare that both of you manage to get out.
Right.
But, you know, I guess one interpretation of this book is, like, one person gets out and yanks the other one up with them, no matter how unwilling they might seem, which, as we know, is sometimes necessary.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need someone to yank you out.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what Josh is for Ari.
Yeah, maybe so. I think, like, this is the point where I just started getting, like, really almost, like, infuriated with Ari. Like, when she comes back to Josh and she's like, it's not like I'm doing great right now, you know? Like, I'm feeling really lonely. And it's like, you can't treat people like that.
Yeah.
You can't just treat people as, you know, the Band-Aid when you're feeling really lonely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I found myself so frustrated with her at the end. And that was kind of, well, throughout the book, I actually never super liked her at any point, to be honest with you. I actually liked her less than I liked Josh, and Josh is not likable either. But, you know, I think this argument is one of the things that I think, like, had I not known that it was pulled from this movie, I would have taken more issue with. But it's easy to explain away of, like, you know, When Harry Met Sally is a story about, yes, it's about, like, can men and women be friends? And it's, like, a funny tongue-in-cheek thing about that. But, like, at its core, it's a story about, like, two fucking deeply neurotic people finding each other. And, like, finding love despite the odds or whatever. And they're not very likable people. Like, yeah, they're charming or whatever, but they're not necessarily people you want to be friends with.
Right.
And so it's easy to explain away Ari and Josh, for that matter, not being likable because those are the characters that they were inspired by. Like, the source material was not super strong.
Yeah. That makes sense. And as somebody who does not have a close relationship with the source material like you do, maybe I did get a little bit more frustrated with it, especially like kind of watching Ari like drag Josh back down with her throughout the book. Just to, solve her own loneliness, and just also just like being a bad friend to like Radia too, and like, just kind of dragging everybody back down with her. Yeah,
for sure. But again, I think it's true. I think it's true to the original characters. I think it's just easier to pick apart because, in a movie you spend an hour with them, and we spent like 4 or 5 hours with them in the book, and it's a little different. I did overall really, really like this book, mainly because of that like middle to almost end section of them falling in love, the like little moments with them together. I think it's really good writing.
I do too.
I really love the dialogue. I really love both characters' kind of inner monologues, the way Kate Goldbeck writes those. So overall, I really, really liked it, with some asterisks.
Yeah, this is certainly more of like a melancholy romance than we've read a lot of. It's very funny at points. I really like all of their text exchanges.
I think it's really hard I think some of my favorite authors are people who write like witty banter in a way that feels genuine and actually witty, not like cringy.
Right, yeah.
And that's pulled off really well here.
Yeah, it's very realistic banter between two people who are like friends in weird places in their life. And so, yeah, it's like that's done very well. I think all the conversations are done very well. Again,
yeah, like lots of inside jokes and references and things that like would actually happen.
Again, I love Briar. Yes. I love Briar so much.
Great side characters throughout.
Gabe's great. Love him. Love Abby. Lots of good character moments in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of like a very, I don't want to say like introspective, but it is like definitely a more like melancholy, let's talk about our flaws as people book.
Yeah, which again is exactly what When Harry Met Sally is. Like, it's billed as a romantic comedy, but like fucking not really. It's pretty depressing.
That's true. That's a good point.
Like half the time I'm like, God, this is sad.
Yeah. I did really like I liked leading up to when they actually kiss, but like once they start to like when they actually kiss and kind of get together and figure that stuff out, I do really enjoy the book. And I really liked it, but also with some like asterisks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll probably read it again, which I think, for me is high praise.
Yeah.
I would like to reveal something to you that might ruin the book for you.
Oh my God.
It's Raylo fanfic.
No. Are you joking? How?
That is... See, I am not as intimately familiar with that source material as you are, but look at the fucking...
No! I know! Fuck!
This is only if the Goodreads people are to be trusted, so take with a grain of salt.
In the acknowledgments, she talks about being a fanfic writer. Fuck.
I thought about not telling you.
I'm glad you did.
I didn't want to tell you to the end.
Thank you for not telling me before I finished.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to do that.
No. I'm going to sit with that information. I'll let you know how I feel about it later.
I don't think it ruins it for me. I did picture this man as Adam Driver the whole time, though.
I could not picture this man. At one point, they talk about him being, like, ugly hot, though, which now is further solidifying to me that this was Raylo fanfic.
He's very tall.
God, he really does look like Adam Driver on the cover. He's in his dark clothes.
Yep.
He wears all... Fuck! Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, well, womp womp.
And if you're listening to this podcast and we now ruined the book for you, you should still read it.
You should still read it. I think it was a good like book of the month romance too.
I agree, and I also think that regardless of the issues with this book, if you are a When Harry Met Sally stan, you will really like the book.
Yeah, this was like a romance that I could pick up and feel like I worked my brain too.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is kind of nice sometimes. You know, we love our fucking like candy romance. Like,
yeah.
Payback's a Witch was pretty candy.
Yeah, sometimes you need some vegetables.
Yeah, this was a little bit heartier. So
yeah.
I liked it a lot.
I really did too. It definitely like that second half I had a hard time putting it down. Mm-hmm. Which for me, if I'm like, you know, staying up too late with my little book light under the covers, that's how I know.
You know what I had to do again? Speed read. And I did it Thursday night. I read 100 pages, and then Friday morning I read like another 150 pages.
Nice. And then I postponed the recording.
Yeah, but that's okay. I got it done. So
yeah.
But it went fast.
Yeah. It's a quick book. Yeah.
It went fast in those like last 200 pages.
Yeah.
Where I wasn't slogging through it. I was like, okay, I am still enjoying it. I'm speed reading a little bit, but I am enjoying it.
Yeah.
I wasn't skimming speed reading. I was just sit down and
getting
focus.
through it quickly. Yeah. What are you reading now?
I'm not reading anything right now, except I'm about to read. Well, I'll do an unconventional one. What I'm reading is Taffy Ackner's profile on Taylor Swift. So everyone, please go read it because it's excellent.
Still bookmarked for me. I need to get through it.
A long feature, so it'll take you a good half hour to read. It counts.
That's a book.
Yeah, it's a book. I love Taffy Ackner, so for her to make a big New York Times Magazine return with a Taylor Swift profile that actually does not have Taylor Swift in it. Mm-hmm. The new, it's Our Generation's Frank Sinatra Has a Cold.
Yes.
So go read that because it's excellent. But Katie is about to loan me Practical Magic, so that's what I'm about to be reading.
Yes, and that is what I just finished reading. I finished it Friday, and I haven't picked, so as we're recording this like 2 days ago, and I haven't picked anything new. I'm like slowly chipping away at this nonfiction book by this local author who's intersex. I can't remember her name, Alicia something, but it's called Inverse Cowgirl, and it's really interesting. It's basically just about her experiences growing up intersex, which is a community I know practically nothing about.
Interesting.
So I am kind of chipping away at that, but I did just finish Practical Magic, as in the book that inspired the movie. I have seen the movie many times. It's not one of my like regular Halloween rotations, but I'll watch it every few years. I want it to be one of my regular Halloween rotations because I do really like the movie. But yeah, I had a free book of the month add-on for September because my birthday was in September. And I was like, what do I want? And I was like, well, I've never read Practical Magic. It's delightful.
I didn't know it was a book, and I barely knew it was a movie.
It's a whole last series. There's 3 others. 2 of them are on their way to me right now because I found them on Book Outlet.
Book Outlet,
so they were like $5 each.
A disease.
It really is. Why do you think all this exists?
We'll see if it makes it into the cut, but Katie knocked down about 6 books grabbing one while we were recording.
Yeah, there's 5 on the floor.
Yep.
Yeah, I have a pretty precarious tower situation. If anyone has a lead on a small bookshelf for my office, I would appreciate it.
Yep.
But yeah, I really loved it, and I thought it was going to be like, it's not that witchy.
It's not?
No.
Okay.
Like it is, but
yeah. I'm looking forward to it because that's also why I'm not reading anything right now, because I finished this on Friday. Today's Sunday. And I didn't want to start something and then have to put it down so I could read Practical Magic.
Yeah, it's more of a family drama about a bunch of women.
Love it.
Generations of women.
Great. That'll be
bad men.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. It's really lovely. I liked it. So, yeah, that's me. We don't know what we're doing next. We'll let you all know when we know.
Yep. Well, like, November's tough. There's no Thanksgiving romances, as we discussed last year, so...
I know. Maybe we can find something that's fall-esque, kind of like You Again was.
Yeah. If you guys have any recommendations,
we'll take them.
Well, let us know.
Bye.